Howdy y'all, and welcome back to Thornton Farm with me, the Butcher Man. Is that down? Oh, it doesn't come up. Okay. We're gonna be, hopefully we're gonna be doing some planting today. Come on, shift gears. But we need to do field 11, and then we also need to figure out what we want to do with field 15 over there, because there's nothing in it. Okay. Why are you moving? What I'm thinking, why is this thing getting all weird and stuff? It's like scooting all over the place. It shouldn't be. But, I think what we're going to do is we're going to cover field 15 in grass. Because we want to I want to put other stuff in it. Like we might put some storage sheds in it. Mostly what I want to try to put in it is some greenhouses. One of the recommendations from somebody was to put get greenhouses. And, as I said, greenhouses take a while. You know, they'll take time and all that stuff. But, I mean, it'll be something to work on. I mean, we might as well, right? Let's see. And we want to do sunflowers on this field, which I said I was going to cultivate it, but this seeder seems to be magical, so it's going to do it for us. I think this should work. Does it work? I think it does. Yeah, it looks to be working. Alright, let's just take off in our big old powerful John Deere tractor. Doing an amazing job. Doing an amazing job. I just double tap Z with that one. Yep, that one comes out. Is it actually doing anything though? No, it's not. Okay. It's not even touching. It's whatever. We'll make do. But yeah, I'm gonna cover field 15 in grass. Probably put some greenhouses in there. And then I want to get prepped and ready to do cows. Which means we need hay bales. And we need to fill a silage pit at the barn. So we need both of those things done. I don't think we'll get both of them done today, but if we plant this field, and then while we got the planter out, we can plant field 15. And then there's a field next to 15 that can be mowed. I can mow that field, but that's where the sheep go, so I don't want to do that. But field 14, I think it is. Yeah, field 14 can be mowed. I think field 40 can too, but it's not very big. I don't think. I think is field 40 where the cows are? Maybe not. I can't remember. Either way, we'll buy both those grass fields there. We'll buy 40 and 14 or whatever, and we'll just mow both of them. Just get us a bunch of hay bales going, and we could probably wrap some of them, but I think I'm just going to square bale them. I did end up adding the bale density mod back in so that we can have that, because if we're just going to get a mix station, like a mixing station or whatever, the bales can just be as big as we want them to be. That way it's just easier to fill the station. This is a gigantic seeder. I still can't believe how big this thing is. It is crazy. And as one person pointed out, I think episode 8 has like a 4-minute section in it where there's no talking. And I know he put the comment, I think on episode 9, but on episode 8, there's like 4 minutes worth of not talking. And the only explanation for that is like I tried to take it out and Movie Maker wouldn't let me. Movie Maker's kind of fickle sometimes. It's kind of a pain. And I don't know if maybe everybody has the same problem, but sometimes when I'm using Movie Maker, and you go to cut the video, sometimes you go to cut it and it will delete part of your video, or it will just simply copy it. You know, it'll like copy part of it, but it won't actually cut it. So it's just like, sometimes you gotta like mess with it, and then sometimes I forget to, keep checking the time to see if it's lengthened or shortened the video, and I don't know. It's whatever. I mean, the video it didn't delete anything. It just simply didn't take it out like it was supposed to. Trying not to miss anything, but sometimes it's kind of hard when you're turning and stuff. And I did already spray the field, in case anybody's wondering. I did go through and spray the field. I did spray field 15, but then after that's when I decided we were just going to plant grass in it, so that we can do other stuff with it. Because it's a fairly small field, and I don't really want to mess with having that small of a field right next to the farm and trying to like combine it and plant it and all that good stuff. So I think we're just, since it's so close to the farm and it's like right there inside the farm basically, we're just going to use it for other stuff. I think it'll be better that way. And then after we get all that done, once we get the cows kind of up and going, I think what we're going to start doing is trying to start expanding the farm and like buying some land. Normally what'll happen is I try to wait till great demand happens. Then if you get a great demand on crops, the best thing to do is to go out, and even if you got to get a loan, go buy any kind of land that already has that crop planted. Buy the land, harvest it, and then go ahead and sell the crop during the great demand, and it will more than pay your land. So you basically just got free land. That's what it boils down to. I don't think the cedar actually comes off the ground. No, it doesn't. That's alright. I guess we'll just kind of deal with it. What's wrong way? Pay attention. But yeah, that's what I normally do, is the great demand stuff. We are getting very close to being done. We've gotten almost all of it done. We're like a couple more passes, I think, is what we'll be looking at. The cedar makes really quick work of this field. I mean, it is a gigantic field, but the cedar does such a great job. I think from the looks of it, we might be able to go down, back, and then down again, and kind of end on the side where the gate is. So that'll help out. I don't have to drive all the way back down there. Everything's going pretty good so far. None of the equipment's broke down. That's always a concern on the farm. Your equipment just randomly breaks, but all this stuff's really new, so you shouldn't have too many troubles. I guess if it breaks down, we could just call a mechanic. Call the John Deere tech and tell him to come out here and fix the new equipment. Plus it is rented. Most of these things are rented, so we shouldn't have to repair anything. At least we shouldn't have to pay to repair anything anyway. Oh, we should be able to pick that up, I think. All of that. Yeah, there we go. We'll get her done, and then we'll head over there and plant some grass. Cover 15 in grass, and then we'll probably go ahead and buy the greenhouses, and then once we get the cows, then we'll start actually worried about working on them. Probably get like maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 of each. 3 or 4 tomatoes and 3 or 4 whatever else there is. I know there's 2 of them. What is it? They are placeholders. Tomatoes and lettuce. So if we get like 3 or 4 tomatoes and 3 or 4 lettuces, then you know that'll help out. We'll just see how many greenhouses we can actually fit in the space that we're gonna have over there. Because I want to leave the bottom of the field kind of open a little bit so that I can actually put grass, or I can put a couple storage sheds in there if we need extra storage, and it should help out. We can store stuff like a loader, you know, the mower, which we don't have a mower yet. We should be able to buy a mower. I think we should be able to buy one of the big Krone mowers, like the Krone Big M, I think it is. I believe that's what it's called, but Yeah, we'll get there. It just takes a little bit of time. Alright, got that all finished up a little bit. And then we just need to pull this out of here. And then since it'll be a while, we'll just jump out and shut the gate. Because we shouldn't be in there anymore. I don't want nobody in there messing around, fooling around, like messing up our seeds or anything. Kind of head over to the farm and then, oh, we might just plant enough. We might just do enough grass just to have like just a place to put the greenhouses, because we can always put storage somewhere else. Like we can put storage wherever we want. Plus we could put the storage, or we could put the greenhouses at, well, let's say we could put them at the top of the reset field, but I don't know, like 39 or whatever it is. But I don't really want to put too, like, I'd like to have the greenhouses next to the cows, because it'd be so much easier just to kind of scoop the manure and then just put it over there. But we'll look at it. Hopefully we can get to baling. We should be able we should at least be able to mow today. We should be able to mow, and then we can just kind of leave it lay out for a bit, let it dry. We'll just kind of do it that way, I think. But let's see. Pull over here and we'll park right quick. We're gonna go buy this field. This is the one we're gonna mow, because this should give us a good start on getting some grass. And then field 40 through the trees here. Yeah, see, field 40 is where your cows are, right? Yeah, I can't mow that. So we'll mow 14. That'll give us a good start for you know, it'll be hay ground right next to the farm. A stump or something cut out there. Let's see, what do we want to do? So if I want to put a greenhouse in, yeah, I could put like a row of them, like right along here. Like we put a row of greenhouses here at the bottom, then we could still leave this in like crops. So like what we could do is just do a line like straight across here, and do it that way. I think that's what we'll do. We'll turn this like from here. I'll just exit out and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Like basically right here where this curve is, I can start here and go straight that way. I don't think I have GPS. Oh, I do. Well, good. Just to make this process a little bit like better, let's go ahead and see if we can get GPS set up. So give me a second. Alright, so I think I got it. I'm having to struggle with it a little bit, because this seeder's like, I'm not going to say it's messed up, per se, but it's got its issues. Let's see. I thought I had it. Where's it working with? Like that. And then like that. It's got its issues. Like when you fold it up, you can't raise it. So like there's no way to get it to actually roll. Like it just slides across the ground. It basically rolls on cultivators, which is just, it's weird. Alright, lock that in. Put it in drive. That's kind of important. I got set to do grass. Turn it on. And there we go. We're kind of going. We'll have a little bit of trouble once we get to the other side, but it's be kind of a pain. And then we'll turn it off. Oops. Then we need to go back to the other side of the field. There's still like a brown line, but that's okay. See, since it's like just sliding, there's no lifting this thing. There's no lift on it. So it's kind of a pain. At least in that aspect. And I think what we're going to do is we're just going to do it here. Because I think if I do it the other way, this is kind of a pain. But if I do it like this, then I'm going to have them rotated to where they're kind of like that. And then I could set them like so all the way down. Or like I could set them and then like offset them or something like that. So I think what I'm going to do is exactly where it's set there. I'm just going to do that. Instead of trying to like, it's going to be a little bit, the actual planted part is going to be a little bit smaller, but it's going to work out. This is like, this thing is crazy. It does not want to go in the right line. What in the world, man? Since it won't lift off the ground, you can't move it. It's like ridiculous how bad that is. And it's mainly, I think it's mainly just because the field's not cultivated. I think if I cultivated it, it would make it so much easier, but I'm not going to do that. We can kind of get away with doing it like this. Alright, so I think I've got it. It's a little bit of struggle, but I got it worked out. It is right there. Except I need to kind of undo it. Oops. And then just sort of turn a little bit and kind of do it like that. And then I should be able to cut it off or shut it off. And then I'm going to plant this field. I don't know with what. Maybe rye? We planted field whatever over there in oats. Maybe if I plant this in rye, it'll be alright. I guess we could do like potatoes. Because it's going to be a fairly small field. So we could probably just do like potatoes. Because there's a sugar beet field somewhere. I guess there's potato fields too, ain't there? Or they're not. Oh no, because there's only one removed to harvest, removed top, ready to harvest, removed tops fields. And it is sugar beet. Let's do potatoes. Since it's a small field, we could just do potatoes and sugar beets in just this field. Do root crops. And that should make it a little bit better. But I'm going to get that done and then grab a mower so we can actually do a little bit of extra work this episode. And this is our new and improved Roan Big M mower. This thing not look crazy? I found this online. I don't even know if it's going to work out. We may end up just having it one episode and then having to get rid of it because I'll have to check the log after this to see if it even if it just completely messed up, because it's causing a little bit of lag and it looks like it spins like crazy. So let's just go ahead and lock in 4-wheel drive. This thing looks nuts though. It's got the white lettering on the tires and it looks cool. It looks a lot cooler, I think, than just the standard green color. I don't know. I seen this and I'm just like, man, it's like I should get that if it simply works. If it cuts the grass, and we're just good to go. And if you notice, the money didn't really go down. That's because for some reason in the store it only costs like $500. Not sure why. I didn't change it. That's just the way it came out. And we do need to buy some greenhouses. So let's go ahead and do that while we're over this direction. And I do need to pop down right quick and do the silage, because I'm still working on selling silage. Placeables. Let's do tomatoes first. And I think what we want to do straighten out there. It always seems like they're crooked. Oh, that one's straight. Okay. Alright, so I decided to I'll just do 3 of each. They're gonna sit like this. I should have plenty of room to come in with the loader and just kind of turn and fill these up with manure. Once we get manure, and I can even kind of walk up here like this and look in here. Seems like it's gonna go pretty good. I don't even need the stairs in the back. Looking pretty good. I didn't clip that wall over here, did I? Oh no, I have plenty of space. Alright, so we got 6 greenhouses. I might fill them with water, but it's not really gonna have any point if we don't have manure. So we need to get this hay done. Let's jump in here and start mowing. Any special stuff about this? I don't see anything. Enable wide spreading. We definitely need that. Unfold the mower. We're gonna wide spread it, that way it actually dries a little bit faster. Back up some. That just means I can't go like too far, too close to the edge, because I don't want to, when we ted it, I don't want it to sling it over. Now let's just back up. We need as much grass as we can, right? Turn that big old beast on. And let's get her. Get some, man. What well can we see in here? Pretty good. Pretty good. It's not the greatest. Is there anything in here? Any IC controls, maybe? Enable swath deposit. No? There's nothing in there. Not as far as I can see, there's nothing in there. This is actually a big field, man. It's actually a really big field. I didn't notice it was this big, I guess. This should be quite a few bales. I mean, we're going to be doing like, what was it, like 8,000 liters per bale or something like that, or 75, I think it was 7,500 is what it was before I took the bale density thing out. So between our special compacting baler and the bale density mod, we'll have 7,500 liter hay bales. So we should be doing pretty good when we start filling up the I didn't even realize it bordered with this field up here. Yeah, that was about right. I didn't need to back up there. You're doing pretty good. I think it's causing a little bit of jittering. I don't know if you guys actually notice, but on my screen it looks a little bit jittery from time to time. It's not real bad. It's not super noticeable. So I guess if I didn't say anything, you guys might not notice, but to me it looks like it shakes a little bit from time to time. Not enough to get rid of this cool red mower, though. I think this thing looks awesome. Take a picture of it. That'll be the thumbnail or whatever it is. I just kind of figure when I seen it, it's like that'll kind of beat the normal green look. Because you go with the green one, it's just like, well, the mower's green, the grass is green, and I like green. Don't get me wrong, John Deere's a green, but kind of break it up a little bit, you know. Get a little bit of originality in there. You guys know what I'm saying. You guys all understand. You get me. Alright, we'll carry on. Carry on with the mowing. I want to do it main cab, but I'm afraid I'm just going to miss a whole bunch. You know what I'm saying? This thing does look like it would be hard to see out of the cab. I could make it super difficult, I think. To be able to see out the back of the cab to see if you're actually mowing the right place, if you're driving this thing for real. Because like even in here, I mean, you can't hardly see back there. You just kind of gotta mow close to the edge of the grass and just assume that the mower in the back's gonna get it. And I did get a suggestion, I think it was my crew mic, about speeding it up, and I might have already talked about it. I can't remember everything I've talked about. I'm just not real for like speeding up time. I don't know. I mean, we're getting stuff done. We're not lacking in any way, I don't think. If you know of any aspect of this, like he said something about how, there's a lot of this map that I won't be able to get to if I don't speed up the time or something. It's like, if you know, if you know an aspect of the map you don't think I'm going to be able to get to, then, just let me know. I'm pretty sure we should be able to get to most everything, I think. I'm not 100%, but... because we're going to jump into the cows probably tomorrow. And... because I wanted to get prepped for the cows, like, actually get feed and stuff for the cows before we go ahead and jump into them. Otherwise, they'll just be sitting there waiting. And then, you make more money if they're already ready to go. Like, you buy them and then you feed them. It makes it so much better. Plus, you don't actually, like in real life, you wouldn't buy cows if you weren't prepared to take care of them. You need to prepare to take care of your animals before you get them. That's just part of it. So I think we'll mow this today, let it sit out for a little bit, a day probably, and then we'll just bale it tomorrow. I don't think it's not supposed to rain, I don't think. That should help us on the hay aspect. Because if it rains, then it's going to take even longer. But hopefully when we come back tomorrow, it will be... let's just check the forecast. I think it's in here. Yeah. It's not supposed to rain for like 4 days. But hopefully when we come back tomorrow, it'll be ready. It'll be dried out and everything. Alright, so we're almost done. We've only got a little bit left. We gotta do this little bit, and then we gotta turn around, and there's a little bit back there behind us. That just couldn't quite make it on this swath. I thought about buying that little field down there and doing it as well, but I think for now we're just gonna do this, and then it'll give us what we need for now, and then if we start needing more, then we might buy field 1 and 2 over there, over to the west, and do them as well, because that would give us like a ton of grass, if it, because those fields look like they're humongous. But for now, we'll just kind of do this. And just expanding the farm, man. I mean, that's going to be one of the goals that I have now, is just expand the farm. Because that's kind of a big part of farming, is just expansion. You got to grow your empire. Grow your farming empire. We got that field planted, we got greenhouses, we got all that stuff. We are almost ready to buy cows. We are almost ready. Once we do buy cows, we'll be ready with our greenhouses as well. We'll go ahead and park this. Park it on the end down here, maybe. Ooh, if I can get it in there. Give me a minute. Don't yell at me. Thing's hard to drive. It's like a big alien vehicle. It's the big redness. Shut that off. We'll get out. We have accomplished some stuff today. We planted a big field, planted a little field, we bought 6 greenhouses, we bought a new field, mowed that field, and this is what I say it was? Sugar beets. It's sugar beets. Okay. We'll be ready with that with the new Homer harvester probably once it comes up. But yeah, that's it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, had fun. Y'all come back now, you hear?